What's going on, guys? National Master James Canty III, Title Tuesday, double the prizes, guys. Let's get right into it, okay? Nothing else that needs to be said. Let's show you guys what we have here. We have Title Tuesday, guys, okay? It's going to be actually a double the prizes this week if you take a look at that. 3,200, guys, fun for this week. Look at that. That is absolutely amazing, guys. I hope you guys are ready for that. It's going to be absolutely fun, right? Now, the big boys are playing today in this kind of format. We have the 11-round Swiss every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, of course, and 3 minutes with 1 second increment, guys. Payout is based off the Chess.com tie breaks. Now, let's get right into it. The games have started, so enough talking, guys. Let's get right into the games. Okay, we got big fellas like Hikaru Nakamura, as we're watching right now. 3205. Look at his rating. He's not playing any games, but he is playing a game. But at the same time, he's not. 3205, guys. Playing Rondo Capricioso from Bolivia. So let's see what he's doing actually. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. Cool. With knight comes to c4 immediately. Queen is actually hitting a2, and I can come out via the b3 square. So maybe a4, but that does weaken the b3 pawn. So maybe something like bishop a1, but he plays bishop d4 instead, guys. 3 minute 1 second increment here. I mean, look how much time Rondo's already down here. Hikaru just moves so fast, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous sometimes. It's really absolutely ridiculous, to be honest. But he's up like so much time. And he has that 1 second increment here, so he's almost not thinking. Now, this is attacked here. He does have some compensation on the file here. This is actually very annoying. The a2 pawn is quite annoying. Rook a1 or a4. This does make it very weak. So let's see what he comes up with. Maybe even something like e5. He actually takes on f6. That was surprising. But he's actually going to hit him with e5 as a follow-up. Pretty nice. Look at the compensation, guys. You always have to try to make it as complicated as possible. Hikaru does a great job of doing that. So after bishop takes f6, I don't know why he's thinking so long about this one. You got to take with either one, right? Pawn takes just messes up the structure. Bishop takes and allow him to play e5, but he did take this way and let him mess up the structure. a4 is now followed as well. This pawn is very weak. It's hard to get to it. It's defended. So you would have to attack this knight and attack this pawn at the same time, but you only move one move at a time. So it may not work here. Rook to d3, now we overprotect it, maybe moving the knight back to c4. At the same time, doubling the rooks on the weak d6 pawn here. As Rondo is down to 50, under a minute now, about 50 seconds. We do have that 1 second increment, which is very important. You can't just be flagged in 1 second increment. It can happen, but most times it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in this 1 second increment. And here we go, hitting the d6 pawn. Now you have to give some props to Rondo here, playing really strong. Honestly, he has played really good. As you see, you got double rooks here. Like, he's making real legit threats against Hikaru here, but it may not. It just doesn't seem like enough. He plays rook f3, hitting 2 separate pawns, guys, and defending all at the same time. Very, very strong stuff here. Knight takes d6. He actually played king f1 instead. Very interesting move. Very interesting. He didn't take the pawn, guys. He just didn't take it. Maybe he'll take it now. Maybe not. He doesn't take the pawn. h4. I guess he's just saying it's going to stay here. But rook e6 can just defend it. Wonder what he has in mind. Take it now. There we go. Okay. Oh my goodness. There it is. Takes and takes. Perfect. Oh my goodness. He hung a rook. That's it. Or he hung the exchange. Not a whole rook here. But this one's going to be a resignable game. There it is. The resignation. And that game's over. That game is already over here, guys. As you take a look at the standings here. Hikaru. We got Mishanik. Look at all the red here. Of course, it is Title Tuesday, so you're only going to see red. But you see all the GMs lined up here. GM. Just like it's ridiculous how strong these guys in here. FM. What's up, Josh? My buddy Josh is playing. IM's in the chat. I mean, there's a lot of people here, guys. Liam Lee, look at him playing. This is awesome to see this live. Awesome to see it live. We do have more games, of course. Let's go to the next one here. Fair Chess on YouTube and Sketchkoff_V. Looks like, of course, White's losing here. There's a resignation. Very quick. That one happened. He's done for. He's done for. Let's go to O'Perrin. Grandmaster O'Perrin. What's going on? Usually when you get to a position, you have to see what everything looks like before you actually say who's better first. Okay, well, we have 5 pawns, 2 bishops. This is a bishop pair versus not having the bishop pair. Now he can remove the bishop pair, and he does so. but there is some checks and some annoyance here. He plays knight d6 check instead, and then knight to c8, game's over instantly. Tactics win games. Oh my goodness. Get him off the board. Start a new one. That's not a move. Send the stretcher. Knight takes b6, rook d7, and let's just have a nice day. Let's get this off the screen. This is a family channel. Knight c5. He's going to take on b3. We can just do it this way. It probably will take longer. So let's just take on h6. He could have king g7, rook h4. Rook takes c6 is not a move because knight d4. Ouch. So he plays here with knight f6 as the intention. King to d3, hitting the knight. Knight f6 anyway, first, might as well. And that's a wrap. Start a new game. Hey, what's up, NM Canty? What's up, Oregon Big Red? Welcome. This is a family channel, Luke Star. I mean, come on now. Come on. Come on now. Okay, so Benjamin Bach, another strong Grandmaster, guys. You're going to get nothing but the best chess today. We definitely have double the prizes as well. So I hope you guys are ready. Double the prizes are here. You have to be titled. Are you titled? You can join. You can still join. You have time. Black one. If you're a title player, you can. You definitely can. You definitely can join. So let's play another GM. Hey there, big bro. What's up, Keith? What's going on, man? How are you, bro? Good to see you. Check. This looks like a, I don't know. It looks like a draw, but expectively, honestly, no. Objectively. Because these pawns, and you actually can queen here. So yeah, this is a win. Because you can queen. We have the bishop that we need to queen on this square. So it's not a draw. And look at this. I mean, look at this beautiful play. Where does the knight go? Have you ever seen a position like this where the knight can't go anywhere? Have to sacrifice it, come around this way, the back way, and that's a wrap. Just like that. I mean, decisive games everywhere, guys. This is like, oh my goodness. There are no draws today. Nobody is taking draws today. This is strong chess today, guys. How many players do we have in today's tournament? 634 players. Wow. Yeah, can NM play? Absolutely. NMs can play. CMs can play. FM, IM, GM. Hi, Canty. What's going on, Goroof? Welcome to the stream. Let's go. Hey, James. Speedy Indian. Welcome to the stream. Speedy Indian. Check. Rookie 6 is cool. Oh, maybe a draw? No, you can't do that. He got 2 seconds left. 3 seconds. King G3. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't repeat. Oh, but you can't really flag. Yeah, this is 3-1. So I was playing on for the flag, but I forgot it was 3 seconds and 1 second increment. So you can't, not that you can't flag, but it's much harder to flag in this time control. As you see, guys, the time keeps going up. You may think that you have no time, but in reality, you actually have time. Wow, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Get the man off the board. Send a stretcher to his address. He gonna need one. Send him a call or something, guys. Well, swindle of the year right here. Oh my goodness. How do you do that? Well, it's done. It's because of time trouble. Time trouble gets us all. That's not a move. Oh my goodness. He jumped. He definitely jumped. The Jedi. What's up, JMC? Welcome to the stream. Ouch. That's here. Family show. Get it off the board. You're right, Speedy Indian. My bad. Let me get that off the board. We got kids watching here. That is nasty there. Push. Oh, we have a draw, guys. If pushing, we have the Philidor position. You're keeping him on the 3rd rank. This is the Philidor position. So if you can look it up, if you don't know about it, you should know about it. This is how you draw a rook in game. Keep the rook on the rank. Just keep it back and forth, back and forth. Cool. You can even trade it now, and then you walk the king up precisely. Always straight back opposition. Get in front of the pawn, straight back. Go up, yeah, straight back in opposition. Opposition. Okay. You could go right here. Absolutely. Straight back. Up and up again. Straight back. And there it is, a draw, guys. A lot of you guys will mess this up in the chat. So you have to make sure. Straight back and opposition no matter which way he goes. So if he goes this way, opposition this way. If he goes this way, opposition this way. If you're asking why can't he push the pawn, well, he can, but then it's just a draw now, and there's no move for black. So that is draw 101. Hopefully you guys know how to do that. That would be great, as round 2 should be starting soon. Should be starting here. Look at all these ones here, guys. A lot of ones, and there it is. Round 2 is just now picking up. We're going to take a look at a few games, or all of them as we can. Here we go. Hikaru. Fan favorite. We always want to watch Hikaru play, right? Always want to watch Hikaru play. I've never lost a draw in game, and I never will. That's what, see, okay. Nice, nice. Very nice attitude to have there and statement. Castle's out the way, knight f6. So Hikaru plays, and this is a modern, but He's a King's Indian player as well. He's been playing a lot of modern, especially in blitz chess, and he's very excellent with these setups, guys. A lot of times you remove the knight, you play f5 and f4, and then you play h6 and g5, do something with the bishop, and you actually pawn storm. He has some very great games in this manner. There it is, knight to d7, followed by f5 and f4, guys. He's going to pawn storm him very quickly. And as you know, Hikaru plays really fast. He's 32.05. That's an understatement. He should be higher, right? And then 3 minutes and 1 second increment on this, guys. So let's see what happens. Knight to d7, more in a King's Indian fashion from a modern defense. It's almost like he's playing sort of King's Indian against everything. King's Indian for life and c3 Sicilian for the kill. It's actually c3 Sicilian. You drop the Ilian. Drop the Ilian. Sicilian. Drop the Ilian. That's right. c3 Sicilian for the kill. Speedy Indian. Absolutely. That's our favorite opening. Pawn takes and rook takes a5. He plays knight c5 instead because this pawn, like, we're always going to get this. He doesn't worry about it at all. E4 is hanging and not really. It's just attacked but not hanging. F5 was played, guys. And White's doing a great job of kind of restricting a little bit. You may see something like Queen E8 eventually, maybe even H6. Well, H6 doesn't work. We just take it. But you do have to watch out for this too as well. I'm sure Hikaru sees that. There are no immediate knight jumps besides knight b5. That doesn't do much. If you could do something in the center, that would be great. But unfortunately, it's blocked. So you can't do anything there as his time winds down. Hikaru plays fast. He's really strong. What's up, Gizmeister? Welcome to the stream. You know, so with Big Boy Chess here, guys, we're going to stick on this game here to see what happens. Rook takes a5 is the last move, as White tries to figure out what to do. And even after knight b5, I think it just hangs a pawn here. Rook takes a4, and we're good to go. Bishop to h5 on the board. 3 minutes, 1 second increment. So this was interesting. Let's go back and see that again. Takes, bishop h5. That's an interesting move. I wonder what the intention is for this. I don't really know. Oh, queen e8. Okay, he's just stopping my queen e8 move. Yeah, he thought about that one. Like, he really thought about that one. That's pretty good. Bishop h5 stopping queen e8 because that was the move he wanted to make. So he may have to settle with queen to d7 now. Today's a break from US qualifier. Yes. Thank you guys in the chat. Bishop f6 now, trying to get rid of this bishop. We are going to take on f6. He plays bishop h6, and now we have the rook on the file here. But now it's not the type of attack that we thought we would be getting as black here, or the attack that we wanted to have. Maybe we could play f4 and allow him to take so that this rook will have access to this rank now, due to the fact that we capture on c5. It's forced, by the way. The bishop is trapped. It does give us a square for the knight to go to as well. They can even swing into h4, hitting g2. You also have moves like queen f8, queen g7, just to be a little bit annoying here. He plays knight g6. Did not expect this one at all, actually. Knight to g6. Well, now knight h4 is still annoying. He plays knight to d7 instead. These are very hard to predict the moves with Hikaru, of course. Hikaru just like different plans. Like, what is this even doing? Knight to d7, he moves out of the way. We're going to see in a minute or so, though. e4, maybe knight e5. Light square bishop gets to e6. Are you talking about this way? Could be annoying. Maybe he's trying to stop that, maybe, for now. Let's stop by and say thank you for teaching him how to throw. So, nice. That's what's up. I think that's what knight g6 is for. Yeah, bishop g5. That's a good move, actually. That's a really good move. For knight f4, I'm assuming. What's this move doing? Revealing here. But he's down on time, guys. You have to pay attention. Like, we were saying this a lot in the US Champs online qualifier. You have to use the clock as a piece. You have to use the clock as a piece. So instead of having 16 pieces when you set up, all your pawns and your pieces all together, 16 pieces, you need to add one more, which is the clock. And here, 42 seconds here is not going to cut it against Hikaru Nakamura. I mean, this position may even be, you know, like slightly equal, maybe slightly better for black, of course, especially with the rook file and stuff like that. But with not enough time, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Love your commentary, really helps to get my mind into the masterminds. Thank you, Wonder Puppy. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Title Tuesday, guys. Doubled the prizes here, and the big boys are playing today. We have Hikaru Nakamura and many other GMs, guys. Many other GMs. So look out and don't go anywhere. Knight to d4. Wait, what just happened? He just went back to d4. Yeah, that my mind is right. I was like, did he just hang a piece? But what is the idea, bro? Wow. I guess pawn takes. You're hitting this pawn. You're hitting the knight. So if pawn takes knight, yeah, he took on a5. He didn't take the piece. That must have been strong. Knight c. What is going on right now? This is pinned, but you can't take this. So he takes here. So he lost in exchange, but he's getting it right back with interest. Jeez. Tactics win games. Oh my goodness. E4, knight takes, you get mated in a few. It feels like you're getting mated in a few. Knight f3 doesn't work. You do have knight d2. That's a great move, guys. Knight d2 is really cool. Knight d2, knight f3 anyway. He plays knight to c3, directly hitting the queen. So knight f3 is check anyway because we have the protection with our queen here. And 10 seconds for Fahad here. Very strong, though. He's an international master here from Bangladesh. How important is it to coordinate your knight? 1000% important. It depends on what piece you're using. Maybe you're using the bishop with it. Oh my goodness, this, oh man. Oh, this hurts. Oh man. Yikes. Just combo after combo. Come on, can we have some mercy on some of these players, Hikaru? Okay, Oparin is playing black here. It looks like he's in trouble though. King g6, rook h8, rook h8 is mate. This is the, and you can even go this way. Either way. Yikes. Yeah, black is definitely lost here. No way around this. It's good to know the coordination of the pieces. It usually takes 3 or more pieces for a successful attack. Beating a strong I am getting 1 elo. Yeah, that's the life of Hikaru, right? You know? Yeah, I just beat a 2900, got 2 points, you know, 3 points. Absolutely insane. Another level. Half man, half everything else. Bishop f6, rook h8 is going to be mate. If king f7, then there's rook h7 followed by king g or e6. If they go king e8, you would want to go king e6 to cut off the king d7 escape square here. But 10 seconds for Momchil Petkov. But it's actually, yeah, he's not going to flag. It's just 3 minutes to 1 second increment. Raygon QC, thanks for the sub. 8 months. 8 months says, let's have some good chess. That's right. Today. Definitely going to be excellent chess. Rook takes d5 and king to g6 should be game over. Start a new game, big fella. Start a new game. It doesn't matter. I'll take with the bishop. Doesn't matter what you do. I go right back and rook h8. And there it is. Resignation. GG. Great game. Great game. Let's take a look at the standings here. Take a look at the standings. Twos. Hikaru, 1 point. He started the tournament like 32.05. Got 1 point out of that. Fair Chess on YouTube is 3,000 as well. We got a couple 3,000s in here. Liam Lay, Vincent Keimer, very strong GM, young. Look at all these players, guys. I mean, this is the best kind of chess you get to see here, you know. It's exciting. Let's go on to this next game. Some other GM is playing a strong national master here, G4. He's playing good. Honestly, looks like a draw. He has to be careful. Bishop d1, knight f6. Yeah, it looks like a draw. The idea is to, as soon as I can trade off this pawn, if I'm able to, now you can't lose both. h5 should be good now. Yeah, h5 would have given probably a little bit of hope. If I can trade off one pawn, I'm going to sack my bishop for the other. That's the idea here. Max, what's up, Max? Max Milner in the chat. Here's his h5 move. Did she? Oh, I was about to say, did he flag? You can't be doing that. Don't scare yourself like that. You do have that 1 second increment. There should be no reason to be flagging here. What is he doing? Time trouble getting him. Now he done lost the pawn. Yikes. Bishop e8, I guess. Yeah, this is losing. Let's see the technique, guys. Now you should be able to push both of these. He missed. He definitely messed this up. He could have had a chance for a draw, I think. But now these pawns are mobile and going crazy. He has to stay on this diagonal for any type of hope. Yikes. Yeah, that's a wrap. That's over. Bishop f3, king takes. He was going for one last little trick. And there it is. Game's over. Yikes. Time trouble, though. Time trouble got him. That's exactly what happened, guys. As round 3 is about to start. Round 3 starts in a few. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Okay, let's go to the next game, guys. Hikaru and Chess Lover both have 2 points. Here we go. Hikaru will show us something nice here. Flexibility and knight f3. We don't know what he's going to play yet. And then he plays his usual stuff, honestly. b3. Usually, sometimes he'll play it first. This is the Larsen system, guys. It's an offbeat opening that throws people off. And it's also an attacking opening. As weird as it is, as weird as it may look, it's also it's an attacking opening. So kind of weird. Let's see how he attacks here. Bishop e2, bishop to b2, you play c4. I'm an e4 for life kind of guy, but at the same time, it's very nice to see this. Did he just hang a pawn? He does have knight. No, he doesn't. Yeah, he just hung a pawn. Hanging a pawn against Hikaru is not going to get you anywhere. This could be over already. What's the best way to start chess as a beginner? Well, it's like, few steps. Number one is definitely play. You have to play. You have to keep playing. And the reason why you have to play is to get the experience of what's good, what's not. What do you like? What don't you like? What positions are you getting? Then you start catering it to positions you like and start learning openings and games and players that play like you. Lightsabers on. That's right, Mascure. And another thing to do as a beginner is to study all parts of your game. Opening, middle, tactics. Tactics being big emphasis on tactics. Is that not a Zuckertor? No, it was not a Zuckertor. It was close though, very close. But this is a ready Nimzo Larsen. Ready Nimzo Larsen here. Not a big fan of these positions myself. I am e4 for life. I love attacking chess. Not that you can't get attacking chess from here, but I'm just more familiar with those positions. And Bobby Fischer, all that other stuff. Like, just e4 for life. Hey, big fella. Oh, mid. What's up, man? And Hakeem. What's going on, guys? Bishop to f3. After bishop takes f3, knight takes f3 here. Let's just see the technique that Hikaru uses in this game to see what happens. This pawn runs down here to create some weaknesses, but it's actually very solid with the pawn defending, the queen defending, the rook is defended. So this is not even anything to worry about. That's why the bishop's on c3 as well. a3 doesn't really matter for us. It's also actually a weakness. So honestly, his best bet will be trading these off because this could become a weakness if he's not careful. Queen to e4. Interesting move. Pretty good. I like it. I like queen e4, guys. Queen e4 is kind of annoying. It's forcing an issue in a way. Maybe queen c1. That's passive. Queen takes e4. Plays queen e2. Gets out of the way. No queen trade because it feels like black has a slight initiative. They get a strong knight on e4. Still have the file here. Some pressure on the a file. Not a smart trade. So he plays queen e2. c5 to kind of lock the position down a little bit. And we do have the trade. We could take this. He says no, don't want to double the pawns, mess up the structure. So let's just go rook d1, get him off the board. Get him off the board here. He goes back, rook a8. Yeah, he's playing really strong. Chess Lover 108, international master here from Zybrian. All right, Bayan. I forgot how to say it. But yeah, he's very strong, international master. Playing pretty good, to be honest. I mean, this is not a dominant game that you usually would see from Nakamura. Not dominant, but we do prefer white. They do have a very strong file. I love this knight now. f3 is not a move, guys. By the way, e3 is hanging. It feels like the queen's trap, but it's not. Very interesting move. I think the idea, guys, is this knight d7 followed by knight f6, which may force something like knight h5 or knight to e8, making the knight very, very weird looking. Yeah, he's in the think tank. And there it is, knight h5, guys. Knight h5 is on the board. We would love to kick it. It's called removing the defender. That would be h3 and g4. That's going to take some time, though. I don't think this could realistically work. He might be going for it. Okay. Okay, Hikaru. Okay. Yeah, he's listening. No, I'm actually just feeling good that he made the move that I thought. h3 and g4, and the knight has to move somewhere. But maybe knight d7 first, because knight f6 is a possibility right now. So you would want to play something like knight to d7. a3 makes sense. We could just go queen to c3, bring the queen a little bit closer into the game. Queen a1 is ridiculous, but it can be played. But queen c3 keeps the same threat. There it is. Queen to c3 on the board. Thanks, Warner Puppy. Appreciate it. Appreciate you there. Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. Also follow the big fella. Thanks, Max. Thanks. We missed a few moves here. Let's go back. Queen c3, knight f6, and f3, queen f5. So I'm wondering, maybe e4 just makes another hole. So maybe no e4. So he actually moves knight back to d3 instead. Appreciate it. Sup, Canty? What's up, Omni? Your commentary is easy for a newbie like me to understand. Thanks for your effort. I'm loving the love here. Appreciate it. Absolutely. Glad I can help. If you need anything, let me know. We in here. Rook to d8 and rook to d2. I'm telling you guys, this guy's playing really strong against Hikaru here. I do prefer white here. White just feels like he has more space. Again, like we talked about, right? This pawn being a weakness. So if we trade as Hikaru here, if we go through trades, now moving the knight may be scary because queen b1 check, and maybe like this pawn could be a little weak ourselves here. So you got to be careful. But white's playing, I mean, black's playing pretty good. Black's playing a pretty good game. He's not been crushed by Hikaru. Azerbaijan. Thank you, Azerbaijan. Because I always get that wrong. I literally always get it wrong. Azerbaijan. Appreciate it. We in here, that's right. We in here, Gizmeister. King f2, I actually saw this. I just didn't think he would actually play this. I thought he would find something better. But King f2 did make sense here, but now, yeah, this is annoying. So I guess maybe it was a good move, but now this is annoying here, and we are going for trades now. We can remove it. The queen doesn't have access here anymore. That check is very scary. Oh my goodness. I got to go king e2 and king d1. King g1 drops a knight. King f1, you jumping off the deep end, basically. I mean, this feels like this knight is game over, but he went for it anyway. Knight to g3 says that after knight to g3 and I go king to g1, find a move, big fella. That's what he says. Find a move. I am Hikaru Nakamura, and he stood up and flexed real hard. Knight, yep, king g1 and moved out of the way. King f1, king g1. Knight here, pushing e4. Keeping the clock on him right now. Keeping the clock on him. He has 1 second increment. He's living off the increment. Knight to d5 should win, or close. Close and sacrifice on d4. He plays rook d1 instead because that was a check. Now we could sack it anyway. He says no sacking. I don't need to sack it. I'm just going to put the queen on f2. Knight takes f3 is a pawn. He missed it. No, it's not. Queen takes f3 actually. Knight g4. e5 now. Queen h4. Same intention. Queen d8. Knight h6. Is there any win? Is there a win anywhere? Anywhere? Nope. Nothing yet. So he just takes it. Look at this man surviving off this increment. Surviving off the increment right now. This is amazing. Surviving. Could you cover GM Vincent Keimer later? Yes, we would love to. Thanks again for the lesson. I've increased my rating 400 points, pushing 1,700. Let's go, Quantum Knights. Let's go, Quantum Knights with the big boy rating. You're getting up there. Now, Hikaru's actually lower on time too, but he is definitely, Hikaru's not living off the increment. I mean, this is where he thrives in this time control here, guys. Rook to e3, knight check, move the king up, not to get forked with the knight. Here we go, knight to e3, maybe knight to d5 is in intention, takes, maybe rook e5, there it is, hitting g5, guys. Idea maybe even to play rook f5. Take on g5, the knight's hanging. Knight d5 is coming. Knight d5 is coming. Here it is. Check. Maybe take on b6. This is definitely winning for white now. Definitely winning for white now. Oh, that's a wrap. Start a new game. He finds it. Time trouble gets us all. And Hikaru Nakamura does it again. Or what else did you think he was going to do? What else? This is what this man does. Hikaru Nakamura in first place. There's a lot of threes, to be honest, actually. There's actually, I can't actually count all of them, but there's a good number of threes, guys. Good number of threes. 3-0. That's not a move, says Omni. That's right. Yep. Good number of threes here. Let's move on to another game, though. Is Vincent still playing? Are we able to catch Vincent Keimer? If we see him, we will check him out. Lawrence Trent is playing? Cool. Too easy, says Quantum Knights. Too easy. This is an interesting... Oh, he dropped his rook. Oh my goodness, that hurts. Yikes. Just dropped the whole thing. It's gone. It's gone. Hikaru is not a human being. You know, he's half man and then half blank. And the blank is like whatever you fill that with. Whatever you fill that. Let's go over to, last game. Last game here should be ending in a few seconds here. And looks like a draw. This will definitely be a draw. King h5 is a draw. b4. Yeah, b4 is a draw too. Either he's going to take it or he's going to let me queen or whatever, right? There's a draw, guys. That's round number 3. Nice job. Nice job. These guys are going at it. Going at it. We'll wait for round 3 here, guys. And it started. Ooh, this is a big game right here, guys. Pay attention to this. I mean, we won't leave this game at all. Alexei Shirov. Shirov got, there's variations named after Shirov, okay? So Alexei Shirov versus Hikaru Nakamura. This is a sight to see. So don't take your eyes off the screen. If you don't know Alexei Shirov, you can just Google him, to be honest. And you'll find a lot of fun stuff, actually. Yeah, went to had some lessons in, like, was the same place from Tao, basically. They're from the same place and stuff like that. It's like awesome. Shirov Nakamura, bro. Let's go. Okay, but first off, we have this Roy Lopez, but then it's a Finchetto defense, and I am not familiar. I mean, after I played a Scotch Gambit now and like the Vienna sometimes, but I'm usually always like when I played the Roy Lopez, I never played the Bishop G7, and I've never faced it. So this is a world I am not familiar with Black. But you know, Nakamura been Finchetto in like every game with Black. He's been Finchetto in that Bishop. Every game. Every single game he's been like that. Okay, let's move this back over here. Amazing, right? Yep. So if we look at the dynamicism of the game, what's really going on right now? First off, anytime you assess a position, guys, and I want you to really pay attention to this. Anytime you come into a position, you start with the pawns just to assess to see what's going on. Are the pawns the same? Do they have the same amount? What is it? What is it, right? So 6 pawns to 6 pawns, except white has an isolated pawn. So that's a big difference. And as you see, Hikaru already recognizes that. And the square in front of the pawn is always the most important square, especially when you're dealing with an isolated pawn. So you blockade the square. You trade the pieces to defend it, maybe the queen, not this one, because that would bring this pawn closer to defend. So that would be no good. So you want to make trades here. H6 is probably incoming, something like maybe queen d6 and rook d8. But we're going to bully this pawn, and if we win this pawn, the game could be virtually over, and we have a target for the rest of the game. So this is really easy for Hikaru to play because he is playing an isolated pawn. Now, if I am playing with the isolated pawn as white here, the problem is the isolated pawn. The second thing is I actually have to play dynamically, which Shirov has no problem playing dynamically. He has a G4 variation in almost every opening. The Shirov G4, you know, he always likes to launch G4. So with that being said, we know Shirov is going to come up with something here and try to limit the trades that he makes because he know he has an isolated pawn. Good content. Thanks, Nicholas. You turned me on to the Scotch Gambit, and I finished people in 5 moves. See? Hey, man, look. You know, we don't like to brag, but we do know our Scotch Gambino. How long do these tournaments last? 11 rounds. We're in round 4 right now. Round 4 right now. 11 rounds, 3 minutes, 1 second increment, guys. Last move was rook a to c1 and then queen to d6. As you see, we said we were going to do this anyway. And probably maybe moving the rook at the f rook. Now, this knight on e5 is a monster here. So he's actually not only, you know, doing that, but he's freeing up the knight to be able to take on e4 or play something like knight to d7. Rook to d1 would almost be a blunder. Almost. Of course, bishop g4 is looming. It's not there because knight takes g4, but there is some variations that could happen where that could be available. Knight to d7 seems like that's incoming here. Shirov was up more time here, but now, of course, when you're playing Hikaru was not down on time like at all. Now he's down a little bit on time. It's kind of going back and forth here, but he has a super tough opponent. Used to study with Tao from the same city as Tao, guys. So this man is amazing. Is there an eval bar? Actually, let me turn that on for you, but I have to fix something. There we go. That should work. There we go. There's the eval bar. Got you. What's up, Rakesh? What's going on, man? You always get caught with the bishop takes f7, queen h5 trick. That does happen. Yeah, there's the eval bar for you, Neil. Fire on the board versus eyes on the ceiling. Right. I mean, right? Come on now. Come on. Eval bar saying it's about equal here. Let's actually see what's really going on. Knight to b4. Hikaru, what's he threatening? He's really threatening a2. I know he thought a3. Oh, that lost on the spot. I mean, on the spot, that was a terrible move. Engine's like, get out of here. Trust game with the 6 months. Let's go. Yeah, I guess that was it. Queen takes d4, start a new game. You dropping everything. Knight takes c6. That's not a move. Knight takes c6, and we can start a new one, big fella. Not today. Yeah, we know you Shirov, but not today, basically, is what Nakamura is saying. Because this is over. Resignation. GG. Yikes. Yeah, I think he just blundered here. Can't you just play a3? What was he scared of? Oh, I guess just taking anyway. That was a strong move, bro. Hikaru is just another level, bro. Man, this was nice. It was fun to see this. Takes. Bishop h4. Stepping out of the way of f6. And the knight b4. Dang, that pawn was hanging. And you see what happened? He lost the moment after the isolated pawn was captured. He lost, guys. Okay? It's very, very important, right? What do we talk about the entire game was this pawn. And as soon as he took it, the game was over. Be aware and pay attention to the isolated pawns. We have Liam Lay. I always just say that because it's like Liam Lay Q or Q Liam Lay. But Liam Lee. Very strong player, of course. As we know, guys, he is from Vietnam. But this position doesn't look that strong. I'm just going to be honest. Just staring at it, just like a quick glance. Look over, look away. Like, what happened? There's 2 knights here. The king side is absolutely ridiculous. There's so many holes over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces are close by the king. In attacking situations, you will count the pawn as a piece, even though it's a pawn. But usually you just call it a pawn. But of course, in attacking situations, you will count this as one of the pieces you use to attack here. Pawn takes knight. This is interesting. Oh, yikes. Okay. It feels like everything's hanging. It feels like he's getting mated. It says mate in 3. Engine says mate in 3. Oh, here it is. King g1, knight h3. Oh, my goodness. Oh, whoa. Don't even do it to him like that. Why'd he do it to him like that? Wow. Amazing. Recommendations, best way to learn theory. You can start with watching Grandmaster games in games that you like. Or openings that you like. Even classics. And then you can start finding opening books. Use Chess.com. Of course, they have the openings tool, the opening explorer, which helps you a lot. So you do want to use the Chess.com tool on that. Highly recommend it. Chess Warrior. Yeah, White's just crushing, right? Man, he's playing on because this is kind of like one of those I'm mad kind of games because the GM is losing. He's like up 100 points basically. He's just kind of mad here. So he's just going to play on. It does happen, though. It does happen. Knight takes g2. This is game over, guys. But he's just going to play on. Now, queening. If you queen, rook takes g2. If you queen, his rook takes g2. He was trying to get him in a stalemate trick. That would have been amazing. C3 Cecile for the kill. King, what's up, Matt Dub? Welcome. Thank you so much. How are you making this so hard for yourself? Okay. I was like, why is this so hard? Why is this so difficult for him right now? There it is. Okay, you figured it out. He figured it out there. Still got more games left. Let's check out this next one, Bogdan. Easy one, guys. Easy one. Very easy, of course. For people that don't know how to, mate with king and queen, just pay attention here. Just pay attention. Never thought Queen's Gambit series would force me to play chess. Let's go! Yeah, you playing chess now. Excellent. If you are from the Queen's Gambit series, much love to you. Make sure you get on Chess.com, upgrade your account to premium, and start using the tools and get right. Get right. Okay, that game's over. Fair chess play. What is his name? Fair Chess on YouTube. Okay. Fair Chess on YouTube. This is a hard one. Oh, Queen H. You could have went Queen H6. But I guess, he's just trying to snap the pawns because they're annoying, right? Snap all the pawns first. I would. Just take the pawn. Take the pawn. There we go. Take the pawn and don't worry about now. Now you can go to work on the technique now. You even have the extra pawn. That even helps even more. Usually king and queen versus king rook, it is a win. It's just a lot of technicalities to it. But here now, it's a lot easier because we have this extra pawn. So, I mean, everything wins here. He has a check. All right, he could have taken. Queen takes h7. King g7. Doesn't matter there. There's a queen. GG. GG. Game's over there. Let's go over here to this one. Games are ending, guys. Games are ending. Games are ending. Is that all of them? Let's just see. Let's see, guys. Cool. All the games are finished. Excellent. All right, guys. So let's take a look at real quick at the standings. This is what the standings look like after 4 rounds. We got a few 4s, some 3s, and things like that, guys. But we will return very soon, guys. We're going to take a quick break, fair play check, guys, and we'll see you guys very soon. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. This is Title Tuesday, double the prizes, guys, and we'll see you as soon as we get back. And we're back, guys, and we are back. Let's go, let's go. Okay, round 5 has started. Let's get right into the games. Okay, here we go. Hikaru versus Angry Twin. This is International Master out of Russia. Nice, Russia. They're born actually 2100 over there, or always born like 2100 over there. Where is actually kind of weird. Different link. There it is, actually. Found it. Here we go, guys. I was like, what? Here we go. Angry Twins right here. What's the time? 3 minutes, 1 second increment, guys. Yeah, they like born 2100 over there, right? So, all right, let's actually go back though and see what happened. So we got back here, and what was this opening? Oh, Semi-Slav. Okay. Semi-Slav. Look at that G4. Aggressive. Using Shirov's tactics in a way. G4. Okay, so we got this far into the game, and honestly, ooh, I like this attack by white. Whew. Knight G5, my goodness, like this man Hikaru is a monster. Look at this, pawn takes. Now you're in trouble in the way. Bishop E4 would be beautiful. We would love to do this, but of course we can't because of the pawn here. But this was mate, so he had to cover mate, so he played queen to G6. Also, his queen was hanging, so queen G6 was forced. We would love to take Bishop E4, of course, once again. He might be thinking about this move and actually sacrificing the pawn. Maybe sacrificing too much. Maybe a little bit too much. But we will see. He plays queen A4 and just gets out of the way. Queen takes B4 is a possibility. You have to ask, is he really going to take this pawn? No, the king is here. It's very weak on C1. And if rook to C8 does happen at the right moment, he could be in a lot of trouble, guys. A lot of trouble could happen for him. A lot of trouble. B5 happened. Pawn takes. Yeah, again, this C file is very weak, but he has a weak H file, so it's kind of the same. Yo, thanks, Williams. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, cool. So what's going on? Queen to D3. So he did get out of the way a little bit. King B1 is going to be played eventually. Let's see if we have anything in the meantime. Can we get F4 to work? He plays F3 instead. Bishop H4 is the intention with some trouble after Bishop E7. Very, very careful with your life here. Very, very careful. Cool, got it. Perfect. The all blue background. You like the blue? Thanks, Banana. All right, so white's definitely doing great here. As you see, the bishops are going to swipe this board. The question is, how do we get in here? So maybe like rook G1. Reason for that, I want to play rook H6 and double. But as soon as you move the rook, he's just going to take this one. So you may need to move this one first so you can be allowed to play something like rook H6. Maybe it's not called for, though. It might be too aggressive. That's my problem. My problem, which is a good problem to have, is that, you know, I'm too aggressive sometimes. My favorite player is Tal. I have the game, My Life in Games of Tal. So I'm always thinking about how would he play it? He would destroy you like this. Time and experience to know the positions you can do that in. But yeah, definitely trying to get something to work on this H file here. Now we have to trade, and like it gets kind of annoying, but this will be a technical win here. And Hikaru is very good at the technical wins where you have to really kind of grind it out, use the advantage, and even abandon what you thought was the best. He abandoned what looked great, right? And now he's just a completely different system. Moves the bishop around. I mean, Hikaru is an expert or master, a wizard, a grandmaster, everything else at this technique here. Just being able to switch and do something else, and doing the unexpected. Very, very strong. Very, very strong chess. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. JJ the Ultra. Appreciate it, man. I'm loving it myself. Loving it. There was a check here. Bishop B4 looking good. Queen C5 I think is a little bit better. Maybe get the queen a little bit more active because it's not doing much over here. So he goes back. Instead says kick the bishop. Maybe E4. Actually, that hangs a pawn. So he plays rook c5, keeping the threats up. It's always good to keep threats alive, guys. Always good to keep the threats up. Rook c5, not only did my rook get to a better square, it hit the bishop, it hit it with tempo. Get my king in a better square. Knight a4 was a fork. Knight to d7, now we probably should back up, come back home to civilization. And what should we do now? Says Hikaru, maybe pushing. Maybe, and that's a strong maybe, but maybe pushing. Just to see what happens. He moves his bishop to a5. That's a very surprising move. Very surprising move. But you get tons of those from Hikaru. Like, I don't even know what this move does at all. I have no idea. Bishop a5, I guess it blocks this. But it's definitely, it's just a weird move. Bishop a5, bishop b4, bishop c5. This is more solid here, more intention to it. Rook to c3, hitting the bishop, get out of the way. Maybe bishop h1. Yeah, he did that too. Bishop h1. No trades. Keep the clock running on him. Knight takes b3 was an option. Dang, Angry Twin is strong. Like, he just keeps swinging at Hikaru. Bishop f8. There it is. Game's over. Game's over. He got caught with one. You know those guys is boxing. He's swinging at him and swinging. Man, this guy's good. And then he got caught by his chin with an uppercut. And that's it. That's it. This should be over in a few. Check. Bring the rook in now. There is no checks for black besides knight takes b3 and queen e2, which he might have a perpetual, huh? Yeah, I understand, Hikaru. I do. Now you can. Ooh, the combos are too much. Hit him with the check here. Hit him with the check here. I guess he had a perpetual. He had a perpetual. Knight takes b3 and queen e2 was very weird. If you step around it, he would check you. If you took the knight, he was going to check you many, many times. Many, many times. Okay. Nice job, Hikaru. Nice combo in the end. See that one more time. Yeah, didn't work. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful chess there. Hikaru is putting on a display here. We're just coming in and I'm just trying to win. Like, that's it. I'm just coming in and I'm just trying to win. Like, another day in the office, boys. Another day in the office, says Hikaru. Another day in the office. 5 out of 5. Jospum's playing really good too. Jospum's playing really good chess. Yeah, Hikaru and Jospum. Jospum's in first place too. Jospum's like first. I have tie breaks first. 11 out of like 11 is this tie break. Like, wow, 11 points. I mean, yeah, at this level, one blunder will wreck your entire game. John Gatt, think about this. One inaccuracy in the opening, not even losing a pawn, like, you know, just wrong move order in the opening, you know, it's over. Oh, that theory was 1970s. They don't do that anymore, you know. It's that kind of level. King E1, white's winning here. Ooh, can you just, oh, yeah, that just works. That works. I was thinking rook takes first for some reason, but bishop c6 just works as pinned. Take it, and then we're queening anyway. GG. Brandon Jacobson's strong too. I see him play a lot. Last game here. Oh, we have a weird, well, actually there's 2 pawns on the board, so this should be way easier for black to win. If these pawns, if all 3 pawns were gone, guys, this would be very hard for black to win. Bishop versus rook. Bishop and rook king versus king rook. One of the hardest ones. Now, of course, you can see the person with the bishop and rook checkmate, but there's a certain sequence of moves that have to happen, and it's not easy. It's not easy. A lot of triangulation and like maneuvering, and then zugzwang, and then like rook here, but then you got to stop here, but then you got to check him here, and then you got to come back to the 4th rank, then go up here, then back to the 7th rank, and then move the bishop. It's insane. It's insane. It's in Dvoretsky's in-game manual, which is really, really ridiculous. Black won that one. Yeah, this one's easier with the pawn too, and of course no rook on the board. And that's the end of round 5, guys. After 5 rounds, let's see who's sitting up at the top here. Actually, Iturrizaga from Venezuela, actually sitting at top. Let's take a look at their games. So let's see who's at the top here. Brandon Jacobson and Hikaru was right at the top once again. Have you been up to date? You have to be up to date with theory. Opening theory is very important to know. Yeah, Brandon Jacobson is I am strong. Yeah, he's really strong. Really strong. Oh, we have a Nightdorf. Shout out to all the Nightdorf fans out there. And actually, no, this is some type of dragon. Like, I see G6 here. I saw A6 and D6. Immediately thought. Then he has an early A6 though in this, which is different. You know, guys, I think Hikaru has played the bishop on G7 every single game with black. If you guys notice, every single game with black, he's put the bishop on G7. If you know that cuts down a lot on study time, even for me. When I was playing Hyper Accelerated Dragon with black, I would put the bishop on G7. But now with D4, I'm able to play the King's Indian Defense, which is still bishop on G7. What is the best book for middle game? That's a great question, honestly. And it's not many books out there on middle game, but one of the strongest and the hardest ones is Panchenko's Mastering Middle Games. That's Mastering Chess Middle Games. But that one's not easy. That was not easy at all. So, other than that one, I don't really know any. Like, it's hard to find those. But here, I think black has a really strong position. He didn't castle. Notice, guys. Your king doesn't have to castle every single game. A lot of people think that you have to castle every single game. That is not true. That is not true at all. Your king actually sometimes is safer here because of kingside attacks. And also, you see what he did here? He shut down all counterplay for the G pawn. If you're playing white here, what do you usually do, right? You're going to push the pawns, you're going to play the bishop over here, and you're going to try to mate. But he cut that off, and the king's here in the center looking kind of safe. Maybe king to d7 in some cases. That looks crazy, though. King d7 might be too much to try to activate the rooks, but we'll see what he does. Thank you so much. No problem. What's up, Sith? What's up? 977. He has a very close pawn structure to protect the king. Correct. Correct. And now we do trades. Trades definitely will help black. And any Sicilian, guys, not any, but most Sicilians, if you think about this, trades will help black. So if you're playing and you don't know what you're doing, maybe you got a cramped position, and cramped positions even outside the Sicilian, trading is generally the rule. Here, though, it does help. It does help to make some trades here for black. The bishops even get to open up towards the king a little bit. Even this queen b8 move, it's this very sneaky move because it also threatens stuff like b4. Maybe a5, a4 first to anchor this pawn at a3. So when we break with b4, he can't push past me. If we play b4, a4 is kind of annoying. So he actually moves his queen back to c7 instead, though, keeping pressure here on c2. The idea is knight a5, knight c4 type stuff. Bishop back to e6. Weird. That's funny. That's funny. Gory's my guy too. Gory's awesome. c3. I still go knight a5. Bishop b3 first. Okay. Then knight a5. There it is. Very interesting now. You never leave your card page. You guys are crazy. Knight a5, knight to c4 looks really good. Bishop c4 too. Which one's better is the question. Bishop c4 allows knight b3. And if you take it, then I have knight c4 anyway. He pre-moved that. That was on pre-move. He knew he was going to play e5. And then back the bishop up. Now knight to b3 and knight c4. Look at the domination here. Bishop f5's coming. Whew. Man, bishop's on g7. Like, what happened here? Only a few moves. And now black is just... feels like dominating now. Bishop f5 seems scary. Luckily, this bishop covers here because bishop f5 would end it all. Followed by queen to c4. It will be queen c4, bishop f5, and knight b3 as the combo. But the bishop keeps this from happening. So at least he's okay. But you see how he's trying to do it anyway? He's trying to get it in this way. And then knight to b3, same thing. $3,200 too strong for this field. Yeah. He got a few that can hang with him. A lot, like really hard, you know. We got a few, but very few. What if you just check now? B3? Man, that sucks to play B3. But it might be okay. Might be okay. Or actually, you just move the king back. No, the knight check, and then takes, and then bishop e6. Check here. White's just winning now. Doesn't it? I think it still works. No, he has bishop d1. Bishop h6, very strong. That's a piece. Oh my goodness, look at the disconnection. This is gross. Like, oh my, like this is a family channel, you know, Hikaru. Man, this is ridiculous. Bishop takes d2 anyway. Okay, we got to show this, guys. Bishop takes d2, right? Bishop takes d2. This was gross. Take my rook. I don't care. Your queen's hanging and your king's hanging. Your king is hanging. So let's move the queen out of the way. And then check. King here. You can't go anywhere. Look at the domination of all the pieces here. Beautiful harmony here. You can do literally anything, but this one's mate, though. This one's mate. Beautiful. Yeah, the king was hanging. I mean, yeah, queen's hanging, but your king's definitely hanging over here. Jeez. Man. Big boy chess from the big fella. Okay, rook b2. He's getting off the diagonal, but you could also take it too. Maybe he wants to double. Take and double. Could be a possibility. Double pawns aren't that good. How did he get here? Usually you have double pawns if you lose one of your knights like that. But somehow it was a bishop for him, it seems like. That's very weird. It's a very weird position. Like, how did you get this to happen without losing a knight? It's kind of different. Rook b6, knight takes e5. Yeah, this doesn't look good. Too good for white. I don't like this too much. 3-6, 3-4-5. I'm like down a pawn, and I have double pawns here. Doesn't feel good. Great piece harmony, killer diagonals. I know, that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. That was sharp for white. Yes, he had a series of moves just to stay alive. Correct. Have you studied Tarrasch, the game? Have you studied Tarrasch, the game of chess at all? No, I've never actually heard of that book, but I do know Tarrasch, the player, and also the opening. It's dynamic, very dynamic, and underrated. Very underrated. Bishop takes d5. Get a pawn at least. Oh, that's nice, though. That's nice. That's even better. That's even better. Check. Get out the way. I'm good. White's fighting. He is fighting, living off the increment here, and fighting his way back to something. Be careful. Don't get mated. Just probably walk the king up. Honestly, as weird as this is, oh, the engine didn't like that at all. It must have been something like f6. Lock him in, like we saw Daniel Naroditsky do yesterday to Timur. That was nasty. That lock in. Whew, that mate was gross. Takes rook b7. Living off the increment here. And now actually, what's his name? Gwynplaine with the black pieces here is now right. Same. Living off the increment. It's almost mate. Luckily, this is losing somehow. Oh my goodness. Hit that man with the move. Wow. That's mate. That is checkmate. Check the screen. Check the screen. Look at the screen right now. It's mate. It's mate. I didn't think that was mate at all. I thought he just was going to check him. Wow. Did you see that? Yo, that hurt. That definitely hurt. That was a pretty mate. I mean, you don't see that often. You don't see that often. Family stream, you already know. Come on now. Mate on the middle of the board. I mean, whew. What a mate. That was great. Dang, bro. That's sweet. Sweet, guys. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Let's check out this GM here. Living off the increment. This is a draw, guys. Dead draw here. And a draw was offered, but declined. Declined. Says, no, I'm about to flag you. I know you get 1 second every move, but I'm still going to flag you, is what he says. Here, Ball and James, let's go. Let's go. What's up, Obi, man? This is a draw, guys. This is a draw. This is probably going to be the last game of this round. Let's see if any other players are... yeah, it's one of the last games now. Okay, they took a draw. There it is. There it is. Okay, cool. They didn't keep us here till tomorrow. We're good. Oh, this is an interesting one. Surprisingly, you see how the eval bar says is equal here? You would think that the two rooks would be better, but there's nothing else on the board but these pieces, so that makes a difference. That's a check. Step out of the way. Another check. Oh, knight b3. Missing knight b3. Oh, he's in trouble. Oh my goodness, he lost. No, he didn't. Okay, he found a move at least. And this is a cool game to learn something from, guys, because I don't know what's going to happen here. He wants to play knight f3, king f4. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. Oh, 50 move rule. Okay, thanks, Chess.com. Appreciate it. It's funny. A 50 move rule. Okay, here we go, Hikaru and Jospum. This is a big boy game right here. This is a very, very strong game, guys. Hikaru versus Jospum. Both of these players, of course, are legends. Hikaru more than Jospum, but Jospum is known. And if you don't know, today you're going to know. He has 6 games. Same amount as Hikaru. Same amount. He has to play all the same players as Hikaru, but basically has to play. But they're not Hikaru, right? So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. So this opening choice was the bishop's opening, a favorite of Naroditsky's as well. A3 in blitz games. Knight to G3 probably. I don't really know the theory behind this. This is some kind of feels like a Roy. Feels like a Roy, but it's really not a Roy though. Again, it's the bishop's opening. Who is young KID? Karthikeyan Murali. Queen e2 is on the board. I'm just not a big fan of this bishop's opening kind of setup here. I would rather have my bishop either on a2 or g2, more in a King's Indian attack fashion, if we're going to have this pawn set up like this. This is usually what you'll have in a King's Indian attack. Takes, and we have to play. It's a game. Castle, we're out of the way here. Maybe h3, bishop g4 is quite annoying. There it is, h3, and h6 was doing the same. Bishop to e6, it actually was stopping knight g5 because that's annoying. So bishop e6, he's not really going to take on b3 and give up the bishop here because it is a slight advantage. Bishop to d2, not only does it connect my rooks, but bishop to c3 is an option to hit the e5 pawn. There it is immediately. Bishop d6 would have probably answered with here and maybe sacrificing some material. Knight to d7, defending. e5, very beautiful move here, getting out of the range. Knight to d3, f6 probably now to defend, maybe followed by b4. Plays bishop d6 instead. Interesting move. Does not want to play f6, so he says knight h4. I'm going to take over this f5 square. Might try to bring another knight around there too. Rook to d1. Knight b3 looks bad, by the way. Yeah, now it's looking pretty good. c5, very strong move. I mean, these pawns are extremely annoying here. That's why I actually whipped out b4 before, because I was like, yeah, b4. Wow. b4. Yeah, but I was going to play b4 before, but it was this because of this. Like, this is annoying. You have to back everything up now. Not the easiest. Knight c5, bishop c5. b4, there it is. Takes. Black's the one pressing a little bit. Pippin Chuck, what's up, man? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Let's go. Can you look at the standings somewhere? The standings are actually right under me, guys. Right under me. If you want to look at them actually yourself too as well, you can actually go into live chess, click on tournaments, when you're in live chess, and click on the in progress tab. Actually, there's a link right there. Appreciate that from Max Milnek. There he is in the chat. You can click that link right there, buddy. Queen f3 and knight f5. These pawns got a little bit too far than what they were supposed to, so black has more space than white does. This knight is gross, but again, remember we talked about getting the knight to f5. So maybe that's the route we might take at this point, but if this knight moves, then rook a2 happens, and then you have problems here on the back rank and past pawns that are a little bit further than they should be. So if we play knight e2, rook a2 could be immediate. Maybe bishop c1 in that area though, because this bishop's not doing anything anymore. So maybe knight e2, rook a2, and bishop c1. Still playing knight f5 in some cases, even though this pawn's here. There it is, knight e2. If rook to a2, we play bishop c1 and defend it. Bishop h4 hitting the knight. That's a great move. That was a really good move. g3, yeah. This is how you know it's not that easy for him anymore. Bishop takes h4, pawn takes, and h5. We could use this h-pawn as a lure, but this pawn's hanging. I told you guys, Jospum came to play. Jospum got the same amount of points as Hikaru, and he's pressuring Hikaru here. This pawn's hanging. These pawns are doing real good. If you look at the engine's like, Hikaru's crushed here, basically. But of course, we're not playing engines here. There's going to be human moves, And you know, this -3 could go to equal very quickly. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised here. So, good evening, humans. What's up? What's up, Jackie the alien? What's up, man? E4 is hanging. It was. It was. Hey, Canty, really enjoyed commentary. Thank you so much, Kenra. Yep. Hope you have a great time there in the U.S. chess qualifiers. They have an off day today. Knight to C1. The knight's on C1 now. Rook A1. Just doing a thing back here. I mean, look at all of White's pieces, right? Hikaru is not that happy in this position. All the pieces are backtracking here. We don't have the real attack, but we can maybe see something like Bishop E3, Queen H6, King H2, Rook H1, and King G1. Sounds ridiculous, but it's a plan, and a bad plan is better than no plan at all. We have 7 out of 7. What happened? Oh, somebody got 7 out of 7? Who got 7? 6.5. I see a 6.5 from Fair Chess. 6.5 so far. Can't do his Jospin. You know what? I forgot his name, but I always know him from by Jospin. Like, that's how I know him, Jospin. And I was like, man, this guy's so strong. Like, he's so strong. Oh, here he is, Jose Eduardo Martinez. There he is. Yeah, I mean, he's really strong. He's always at the top. If you look at the binoculars when you're playing live chess and you're watching games, he's like always at the top. So if I'm watching games, I will see him play like every day. Bishop C4, hitting E2, Queen to E1, defending. Again, this is not the position White wanted here, and as he's starting to feel it, Bishop to C5 almost seemed like detrimental, but we could block with the bishop or the knight as he does so. Bishop C5, step out of the way, King to G2. And you see this pawn is trying to queen here. The knights are doing a great job controlling what we can do, but the only thing we're doing right now is defending. This is very bad in Hikaru's situation. Reason being is because this is 3 minutes, 1 second increment, and they are getting down on time. Good thing for Hikaru is he's up time. He's up time. So maybe he can swindle something here. Hopefully Hikaru saves this. Yeah, he could. If he fails to do this, Jospin should be winning. You see how the engine just shifted hard there. Very hard shift. Rook D1 was not the move. Rook D1 was not the move. But Bishop takes E3. And now it's about even again. I mean, even though it's -1, a human evaluation, when you're looking at an eval bar and you're looking at humans play, you know, this is not lost. You see how it went back to zeros, right? It was like, oh, -4 zeros. And this is big boy chess, right? Queen here, hitting queen takes F6, Queen G7. And he's running out of time. Yeah, this might be a swindle. This could be a swindle here. I feel the pressure Hikaru was putting on him right now. There it is. That didn't work. Knight F6 check anyway. If knight takes, queen takes. So he moves out of the way. Just take on E4. White is now winning this game. Can you believe that? Swindle. Didn't we call it, right? He's going to swindle him somehow. And if you look at the clock here, he's down, losing the rook right afterwards. That hurts. That one hurt. That one hurt. Probably knock everything off the table at that moment. Anything in front of me is now on the floor after that game. Yikes. Yep. That hurts. It definitely hurts. But you can't make a mistake on that. Even like when you ever played a computer back in the day, or like, it just playing bots on Chess.com, and you're like, I was winning, and they just crush you after you make a mistake. The small mistakes too, right? Small mistakes, not something that the human eye. That's why he's half something. I don't know the other half. The human eye won't see. All right, and that was a win by Prague. Look at Prague playing, guys. Prague's playing. I mean, we bring out everyone. Like, Title Tuesday goes down, everybody's here. Darrow, look, on his day off, playing today. Bishop C4, King E5. No fork, right? It was no fork. Bishop takes E6. I wonder if you could win this, to be honest. Engine doesn't think so, but like, I'm playing a human here. King D6 was probably a little bit better, especially in his time issue. He would have took up bishop though. Let's see what he gets. Hikaru is the beast. Yes, I know. It's always a pleasure to watch Hikaru play. Can he do anything about that? Wow, I have like, not that I've never seen this, but this is pretty cool to watch actually. Like, can he actually do something about this move? Doesn't seem like he can, right? Look at him just moving back and forth like this. Hey, blunder, yeah. I'm trying to figure out. There's no tricks. I was trying to work something out, but there's no tricks. I was trying to get h5 to work, or like sacking and then playing h5, but it actually just doesn't work. What are you doing? What is this, bro? What did we come to watch today? Are you serious? This got to be the last game. This got to be the last game. Yeah, it's 2 games left, and guess who one of the games are? I wonder, does this... Oh, yeah, all he has to do... That was nice. That was nice. Look at him play back and forth. If anyone steps up, it's like they call these mind squares. Wow. How do you... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is a draw, by the way. It's a draw no matter what. It's a draw. But it's just kind of funny how that happened. Bro, what, you holding everybody up right now. You're holding everybody. Everybody just staring at him. Everybody stare at him real quick. Just stare at him through the screen. What are you doing here? Why are you thinking? And stalling? Come on, Max. Come on. There we go. Oh my goodness. Somebody get your man. That was round 7. Round 7. Let's take a look at the standings before the round starts here. Round 7 and round 8. Who do you think? Of course, who else do you think would be at the top up here, right? Look at this. Look at this. Round 7, guys. Round 7 has started. Let's take a look at the games. Hikaru and Bogdan. Oh, man, he's playing this again. Yo, guys, if you study Nakamura's games, this helps a lot to cut down on study time. Because, like, for me, I play the King's Indian defense against everything except e4. Everything except e4. So, if you're playing d4, c4, b3, knight f3, a4, h4, I'm going to play knight f6 and g6 and most likely bishop g7 in some King's Indian fashion. And if you notice, every single game played with black here, he has done this setup, g6 and bishop g7. And then he does other stuff, but g6 and bishop g7 every single time. It's very easy to study that way when you just figure out kind of what player you are. I know I love tactics, and I love having a bishop on g7, so it's nice to watch him play. Nice to watch him play. Round 8, guys. Round 8 is here. Winnie's in the winner. This is Dallas. JR always wins. Jackie the alien. All right. Well, let's go back. I want to see a few moves here. Knight takes, knight e5, knight c3, queen f3, queen f6. I don't like trading queens early. I am not a fan. If I don't have to, if there's other things that I can do, then I'll do those. As long as it's not losing, right? But I'm not trying to trade queens immediately. Bishop g5, that does hang a knight. But queen takes f7 was mate. So he actually just captures. Just so you know, guys. Knight takes f3. Now it's just boring. It's boring. It's just boring. And Nakamura has 2 bishops swiping the board, so it's not too boring for him. But for white, I'm like, oh, I didn't like this too much. Maybe rook e1. Thanks 201 Steves, appreciate it. 97. I feel like you could do this. You probably should know. This is Hikaru. The reason being, bishop takes, king takes, rook takes. I get 2 pawns. I get a third, and I'm hitting the knight. So, but that shouldn't be enough. I mean, especially playing Hikaru. Don't jump off the deep end. Like, don't even do that to yourself. So, let's not do that. He just played rook e1. Defending the pawn. The question is, what does he do with his king? Castle is not allowed. d6 might be e5. Might be. Because bishop takes f3 is a nice little in-between move that could work. But, I wonder, like, this d6, is there problems? Is he scared of this move? I don't know. She castles queen side. Yeah, typically kings always hide in that castle. Yes. Well, Hikaru's thinking though. This is a first. He doesn't think that much, right? Doesn't think that much. So when he's thinking, that's a problem. You know, Hikaru starts thinking, you might be in trouble. You might be in some trouble. Let's pull standings up. Some sevens, yeah, just 2 7s. There's d6. Yeah, look at this nice grip on e5, a bind here. Knight to d5 looks pretty good. If knight takes, pawn takes, and we expose the king here. But the king can move, maybe f7 or d7. And we do remove this knight. This is a possibility to capture this. Probably not the best, though, especially after the check. Knight d4 follows with knight e6 being annoying. So maybe not capturing. But there he is. He goes for it anyway. Takes. And knight d4, knight e6 is a possibility, but the pawn hangs in between that. So if we go knight d4, you block the connection of the rook to the pawn. So this actually hangs, leading to another pawn that's actually hanging and taking away e6 for the knight. So yeah, this is pretty good because this is a target. So you have to play c4. You need to free up this rook. So c4 is probably has to be played. That's probably the best move. And then you can anchor the pawn so you can try to get the knight in here. He's thinking a little bit too much. A little bit too much here. Even though it's 3-1. You don't have many moves, actually. These are like weird moves. You could make them. But there's knight d4 anyway. So if bishop takes here, maybe knight takes b5. Maybe he's saying he could justify it. But I don't think that's right. I don't think that works. Castling sensibilities change at all when you consider castling before the Fianchetto bishop? Do castling sensibilities change at all when you consider castling behind the Fianchetto bishop? Well, generally speaking, castling behind the Fianchetto bishop is a good way to, you know, have king safety and also be able to attack to as well. So if you castle over here, this bishop is still strong. But if you give it up, then you do have holes around the king. So you have to be careful. It's you know, a little bit of both, honestly. Good question. Nice to have your bishop protector. Yeah, PD Hemps, thank you so much for that. Whoa, what happened? Wait. Something, that boy shot up. White was winning by a lot. Oh, rook e7. Oh my goodness, he blundered rook e7. Hikaru blundered rook e7. Missed it. And then we in this line right here. Hikaru's actually down a piece right now. Rook e7 was game over. That was lights out. Naka dropped the whole piece. Whole thing gone. Whole thing gone, Naka. Great game, great commentary. Appreciate it. No problem. Show Jimbo. Thank you so much, bro. Welcome to the stream. Carl's good at blitz. He's good at everything. He's good at everything. Question is, how do we get this knight? Is it this way? 23 seconds. You need to move a little bit faster here. I mean, I guess it's easier said than done. You're up a piece here. You feel like you're winning. You're playing Hikaru. Right. So I guess he's going to give it back here. Knight e8? Oh, he's just getting this pawn. Makes sense. Bishop d4. Bishop h4? That was gross. That was gross. Like, you had the other way to go. Now you have to, like, give him this counterplay. h3 g4. h3 g4. Okay. Bishop d8. Oh yeah, he's missing all the moves. Like bishop d8, missing everything. Well, he has 9 seconds. And there's 3 minutes, 1 second increment here. Hikaru lives right here. I mean, Hikaru has a lot of time, to be honest, in his eyes. Now this is hanging. King goes back. Drawish looking in game. Very drawish looking in game here. But Hikaru doesn't draw nothing. He doesn't care about a draw. That's not what he does. 3 minutes, 1 second increment. He's gonna push. I guarantee you, Hikaru's not gonna take a draw. I can guarantee that to you. And even with 29.85, even though the man's rating is 29.85, Hikaru loses like 10 points. He loses 10 points. If he draws this game, he loses like 6 points. All right. Which is still a win. That's like oh man, that's a nice win. 6 points, cool. Drew the game. Interesting, he sacrificed here. Yeah, he couldn't figure it out. So this is just going to end in the draw. And not a draw because he wanted one, more because it was like forced. Yeah, he didn't want to draw at all. Look at that. You see what he did? Yeah, I got a draw with a 2900. I lost 5 points, right? That never comes out of your mouth unless you're Hikaru Nakamura. Here's oh, they both, well, 7 and 7, 7.5. They were both the top dogs, so they both got 7.5 there. See if any games are left, guys. Yeah, we got some games left. Mamma mia, I know, right? We have Prague here. Prague. And Fair Chess YouTube. Prague's playing white. Playing black. Draw. Another draw. Good game, guys. Good game. Great chess here. White is mating. There it is. Easy mate. Walk in. Somebody get mated. All the games should be ending soon. This one's a draw. Shuffle back and forth. Wow. You wanted to win that bad. You ever been there before? You know, that's a tough one. That doesn't work. You just take it and defend the pawn. So I guess it's still a draw. I guess it's still a draw, technically. You never have to move the king. Yeah, technically it's still a draw. Are you able to push this? Ooh, that was sweet. Hold up. Hold up. No, he can't get to him. He can't get to him. There's not enough moves. Yeah. There's no entry squares. Like, there's no way to enter anything. That's why it's still a draw. Jobava doing well. Yep, there we go. That's a draw there. He sacrificed pawn, still got a draw. Strong game there. Whoa. Oh, man, he flagged. You rarely see that. You rarely see flagging in 3-1. 3 minute, 1 second increment. That kind of sucks there. There's mate on the back rank. There it is. Make it very easy here. And this right here, guys, is the final game. And this is another draw. Another classic position, guys. We talked about this before. And there's a stalemate. And there it is. Stalemated. Stalemated. That's round 8. Let's take a look at the standings really quickly. Really quickly. Bogdan actually on tie breaks. Got a 1, like literally just by 1 point on tie breaks so far. It's like crazy. But as you see here, 7.5, 7.5. We got some 7s in here. And I mean, these guys are pushing tight, guys. It's going to be awesome here. But round 9 is going to be starting soon, guys. So round 9 is going to be starting soon, but we're going to take a quick break. So don't go anywhere. Enjoy it, guys. Good to see you in the chat. And we'll be back in a few.
Please. Please, show us your sorcery once more. Fair maiden.
Guys, how many times do I have to tell you? It's not sorcery, it's on Juno.
The mystical slab of divine enlightenment.
Your king holds the wealth of the land that you work so hard to harvest, yet you get so little in return. With On Juno, you can get more on your deposits.
I have no idea what any of that means.
Your king is greedy. He could let you earn more, but he doesn't believe you have a choice.
Yeah, we want more coin. We want more coin! We want more coin!
Perfect, I think you guys are starting to get it.
Yes, it is! There's the witch!
Uh-oh, I don't think they like me. Not only do the big banks hose you on the interest you could build with your deposits, they also crush you with absurd fees that net them billions of dollars every year.
Oh, shut up.
You can't! You don't know what you're doing! If we do this, it'll spread a curse across all the land, my lord!
She showed us the light! She's a witch! Witch! Heretic!
As a digital banking platform, On Juno keeps its costs low. There are no hidden fees, no minimum balance fees, and no worries.
I don't respect what you're saying because it's new and different and it scares me!
And if you want to send your money around the globe, soon you'll be able to at a great price with no hassle.
The world is flat!
The world is flat, right?
Yes, for sure.
Witch! 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 She's a witch!
And who doesn't love getting cash back on their favorite brands?
Oh, I do love my cash back. Okay, you're the queen now.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Our queen! Annabelle of On Juno!
Our reign has just begun. Make the switch to On Juno.
What's going on, guys? We're back. Round 9 has started. Let's go. Hikaru is in the ring. He's up at first place with Bogdan, who's actually tied. Actually, no, Bogdan has first off tie breaks. Hikaru is actually second, but has the same amount of points with 7.5. So let's actually pull the game up, guys. Let's get right into it. Here we go. Here it is. Okay. So here's the game. That's what we got so far. His signature stuff would be B3, the usual, right? Signature stuff. There's the standings right there. So there's a queen on C8. It's almost like he started like this in 960 fashion. Kind of weird. Kind of a weird setup. He moved the queen to C8, then he moved the rook to D8. But I think he's prepping, guys, for this D5 push. If you see this like X-ray here, always be aware of the X-ray is what they say. Always be aware of the X-ray. So rook to D8's on the board as we have Hikaru thinking about this one. Let's see. Well, E4 actually fails to knight takes D4. So he actually plays knight to C2 instead. Interesting. Gets the knight out of the way. Now he can play knight E4 and knight to E3 to take over the D5 square if he ever tries to play E6. And E6 actually leaves a hole on D6, allowing knight B5, knight to D6. Knight E5, good move, just trading because I have less space. If you have less space, you look for trades. And white has less space, or black has less space, so he wanted to trade there. And he's successful in that attempt. Now queen to B7, the queen has now helped connect the rooks. Knight has to go somewhere. Knight G4 loses the knight actually after H3. This pawn is actually defended. So you have to go back knight C6. Rook B1 on pre-move basically. Defending the bishop. Some of the best players in the world, the best attacking players, always make sure the pieces are defended before doing anything else. And the pieces here is defended. The bishop's nicely defended against any type of attacks or anything that can happen in the future. Pretty different. How many total players are in a tournament? We have 515 players. How are some NMs higher rated than GMs? Because they, you just get stronger, and when you get stronger, it shows in your game and your rating. So a lot of people are underrated, especially in this year. People have been studying, not able to play in tournaments. It's going to be a lot of underrated players coming through. So be careful what section you in. When you go play on your over the board tournaments, be careful on what section you're playing in. Take every game serious because you don't know what they did in the off time. Queen to E2, E4, E5. Knight B5, knight D6. Yeah, white has a very nice grip on everything. I think this might have to be played because E4 is a very strong move. This is very strong. So maybe, can you get away with D5? Yeah, you could. You could play D5. The intention is just stopping the E4 square from having any type of action because it has a lot of action right now. E4 could be very strong, followed by something like F5 or E5. If E4 and E5, you go knight E4, knight D6, and all the pieces just get annoying. There it is, D5 is on the board. He pre-moved captures actually, takes, and now he's taking over the E4 square that we wanted so bad. Now rook to D1, attacking the pawn. So either or, we would have been able to play E4, or we're going to bully this pawn, one or the other, and he chose, well, I'm just not going to give you the square, so you're going to have to bully my pawn. And that's what he's doing. Maybe queen to F3 we could see next to see if this works. There it is. Queen F3. Queen F3. Hard to get GM title when there's so many few live tournaments. Yeah. All the titles are based on classical rating and norms. That is right. That is right. Queen's on F3 though. Queen's on F3. This pawn is hanging. You have a choice to make. Do we play knight E4? But that just hangs. Yeah, D4. I was about to say that and let him just capture, and then we capture this pawn, and we're banking on us to find some type of counterplay around this pawn as black. If I'm playing black here, I need to figure out, can I win this pawn back? As white's now up a pawn. Isolated, correct. It's isolated true queen, the true king with a Q. Yeah, it's definitely isolated. Definitely isolated. So that's the plan. We have to bully the isolated pawn. Like we talked about earlier today too, is like pile the pieces on it, try to control the square in front of the pawn. So moves like knight D6 and knight F5 jump into mine. He's actually giving it back right now. He gave it back right now. Oh, did he have to? Let's go back. He might have had to. After A5, so does knight C2 do no good? You in trouble on knight C2? Apparently, I guess he didn't like knight C2. Maybe B5 or something. So he had to give it back in a way. What up, James? Do you ever play in Title Tuesday? I actually play in Title Tuesday. My best score was 6 points. 6 points. It was 6 or 6.5, which is nice, bro. I was like, let's go. 11 rounds, you know, let's go. I took some L's to some big fellas, but I took down some big fellas as well. So I had 6 out of 11. It was pretty nice. This was last year, my last Title Tuesday. But I do like commentating them and watching, and just like when they're on, it's like awesome, bro. Title Tuesday is you get some real play against the big boys. Everybody you're playing is titled, so you can't, sometimes you just can't pass that up. That was very nice tactics here. B7 is hanging. Whoa, there is a lot of checks, lots of stuff going on here. Maybe not lots of checks, but there's a check down here. This knight's hanging. Looks are very deceiving though. This might not be that bad. It's actually, it has zeros. As you see, the engine's like slightly better for this person, but I believe it is zeros as well. There is no mate, surprisingly, guys. No mate. King G2, and I can sidestep and go King H3 and keep my threats alive myself. Very nice move. He plays knight to D6, makes some trades. You got to be careful where you put your king. King F2 with no checks. There's a capture. 2 seconds on the clock, man. He not gonna make this. He's living off the increment. He's living off the increment here. Living off the increment. King F5, King G5, there's A4 actually, Rook B2, Rook B7, and King G5, King G6. Yeah, this could be over. GJ Canty, thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, so 1 second on the clock as we go back and forth here. Check, there's another check. Come on now. What are we gonna have? Wait, was the bishop? No, but both bishops were hanging here. Both bishops are hanging. He's living off the increment. That 1 second he's surviving off 1 second here somehow, some way. It's so scary because when you got 2 seconds, you got to make moves really, really fast here, and you can't pre-move wrong, or you just lose in that manner. But he's down 2 pawns now, so White's just gonna win this one. Pick it off here. There it is. There's the piece now. Bishop takes a. Oh, not do that. Let's not do that. And he flags. Because the game's over. Anyway. GG. It's all good. This is round 9, guys. Round 9. Here we go. Oparin versus Bogdan. This one, yep, draw. I don't ever have to move anything. He was also down a piece as well. So there's a draw. Nice game there. That one ended in a draw, folks. Young KID. Wow. Whoa. Wow. Look at this mate. Oh my goodness. Look at this mate. You see that? There's 2 queens on the board. He let him queen. I'm assuming he let him queen. Let's see how this happened. He queened. Check. It was forced. Oh my goodness. How did this happen again? Check. It was forced. Wow. Man, that was beautiful. Not every day that you see mates like that. Yeah, this one's a tough one too. Can you shelter the king? It probably just go back and forth. Oh, he lets you take the pawn. King takes F4. King E5. Oh, that's a lot of checks. A lot of checks here. Ideally, you want it to go. Oh, he couldn't play knight E5. Yeah, you want to get the rook back here and play and get the knight on F7 and mate on H8. That's the whole idea here. Looks like they're going to take a draw, maybe though. Rook E1. Yeah, he's not doing it. He's strong enough to know that's the idea, though. Like, rook here. Yeah, he's just moving. He doesn't even care to put the rook down there. Now the king gets out. Man, that was like sweet, bro. Put the rook there and always try to get the knight to F7 as quickly as possible. Now the king's out. Tough game now. I think black could win this now. King's getting too close. King's getting way too close. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Jospim with the nasty mate. Wow. Look at this mate, y'all. Look at this mate. This is like the day of the mates. Okay, good day, mate. Good day, mate. Like that's great. That is excellent there. Wow. Yeah, what he's supposed to do is actually keep the rook down here. So like rook down here, you know, and then like, I don't know, check. You can check me again. But the idea though is to get this knight to f7. If I get the knight to f7, it's mate. Easier said than done. And I also could like go here too. That's a check to look forward to. You know, it was a good plan, even in time trouble. That was a beautiful game though. Round 10 is starting, guys. Round 10 is starting. And here are two fan favorites. We have Min Lee. Look at him with 8 points right behind Hikaru. Right behind Hikaru with half a point. You know, it's only a matter of time for it says GM by his name. Nasty, this is a family channel. That's right, man. Come on. G-Day, mate. You know, Grizzly Foot. Come on now. That was beautiful. Can't you put in work lately? You already know. Elephant Bush. Chess is life. Life is chess, bro. Queen D2 defending B2. What happened? Let's actually see this out of the opening. Okay. So, you know, Hikaru and Min Lee, they play actually quite often. So you won't see probably the regular stuff. You won't see probably the regular stuff. Actually, yeah, let's get some updated scores here. Here we go, guys. Updated scores. 8.5 for Hikaru. And 8 for, dang, Jobava. Jobava going off too. Look at him, 8 out of 9. Jobava came out of nowhere. Bogdan with 8 out of 9. Min Lee with 8 out of 9. Parham, 8 out of 9. I'm not sure who this one is. Djurabek. Good stuff, though. Big boy chess today. Bishop G4 hitting F3 knight. Question is, what do we do? Bishop E2, knight D2, queen. I think the queen, I know the queen feels extremely misplaced on D2. Like, how do you develop your knight? Do you go to A3? But you can't go back to C2. So I don't know about this game for Min Lee right now. Black actually has a very excellent position. Bishop outside the pawn chain. Okay. Usually if it's locked in, it's more like French type structures. And this is a French type structure, but this is like a good French. If anyone, if you think about the French defense, this is a very good French. And somebody says London in the chat. This looks like a bad London, right? With the queen on D2. Somehow you got a very bad London system with white. But with black, somehow you got a very good French. Because in the French, the bishop's usually bad, but instead it's actually outside the pawn chain. And the queen putting pressure, exerting pressure on the center as well. Some type of good French. Black's doing good. Usually in these type of position, black looks to play very solid trades and end games. Not afraid of end games at all. James, who are you rooting for? Oh, absolutely, Hikaru. Hikaru's a beast, man. This is great. Watching Hikaru play, I'm not a fan of, in particular, this setup, of course, he's going for. But I'm a fan of Finchetto and my bishop on G7. I love the hyper accelerated dragon. I played that for like 5 years. And then now I'm KID for life, King's Indian Defense. So bishops on G7, I'm a fan of them. Big fan of a bishop on G7. Lots of experience with that. So when he plays it, I'm like watching the entire game, trying to pick something up. What is he doing here? Because you get to learn. You get to learn when you watch Hikaru. Or you should try to learn when you're watching Hikaru or any strong player. And see what you can take from it. Pawn takes in B4 looks pretty good. A3, B4. He actually just takes it, gets rid of it. Knight B3, said I'm going to the D4 square. That's where I'm headed. Knight F3, Knight B3, same thing. And he plays here, I'm headed for the C4 square to attack your pawns. And if you push him, it makes him kind of weak. And he plays rook B1 instead. Put the knight back on D6, maybe playing E5. Maybe. Black has a great position, though. More like a Carol Khan type structure here. Scandinavian type positions. Great structure. Yeah, it's funny. What do you play versus E4? Dragon, because no KID. Yeah, I used to play a little bit of modern actually, but I play an accelerated Sveshnikov. I'm just gonna leave it there. An accelerated Sveshnikov. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It's my favorite opening right now. It's E4. He says so not long back. Yeah, the accelerated dragon. The accelerated dragon was hyper accelerated dragon was really fun to play. So B5. Oops. Queen D4 takes. Which way are we taking? Rook takes. He says keep it open. Black's doing everything in their power. They're doing everything they're supposed to do with the black pieces here. Get the bishop outside the pawn chain. Trade the bishop. And then go into an endgame and play on the queen side. Also, check this, guys. Your pawn structure tells you where you should play. And your pawn structure pointing this way, which means you're usually strongest on this side of the board where Hikaru is playing at. Strategically, mastery. Doing great. No problems here, but it does take time. It does take time, and these are slow positions. Not my cup of tea. I'm an attacking aggressive player. I love Tau type positions. Sacking, mating, gambits, my kind of stuff. You know, my favorite kind of chess is a gambit that has been hit thoroughly with the engine and looked through and combed through very finely. That's why I came up with the C3 Sicilian for the kill. It's very nice. Different than the regular C3 Sicilian. Canty plays a Jar Jar Gambit. We might make up one. That'd be funny. I'll make up something. G5 takes. Knight F3 probably. He plays Rook H4. Nice move playing for Rook H1. Rook H8 may be one of the forced moves. He plays Knight F7 instead, because if I check you, if you do get this check, you can't do anything further than just checking me because I have the H8 square covered by the knight. B4 is now a possibility. He plays E5. Look at this pawn mass. Beautiful center for black here. Even though it's zeros, as a human looking at this, this is definitely not zeros. Definitely not zeros. H4 early on. You play H5 anyway, Pip and Chuck. You can play H5 early if they do that. You can play H5. E4, D4, E4. It happens. It will happen. It will happen, man. It'll be okay, though. Just work on your game every day. And not analyze your games. Look at stuff. Look at Grandmaster games. I think he had E4 in there. But that just, yeah, these pawns are too strong anyway. So probably not. These pawns are extremely strong. Black is going to be the one pushing for more. But it is zeros right here. As you see, he's just kind of making moves. Moving back and forth. Trying to figure out whatever he can. Pawn structure wild. It is, right? White's pawn structure is garbage. But, I mean, and not even garbage. It's just this one's weak. And these are, but this one's weak. You know, it's kind of weird. A4 can freeze all these two pawns. So, it's different. But it is zeros. I mean, it's been zeros for a while here. Hikaru may not be able to take another draw. I mean, he can if he wants to. But how does that hurt him in the standings? This is the standings right now. Yeah, and Hikaru has what, 8.5, and he draw that would put him in first, or that would be a tie for first. 9 points. Parham and Jobava are both with 9 points, guys. 9 out of 10. I mean, jeez, whew. 9 out of 10 in this field. Come on. Have you ever tried the Scotch Gambit? I'm playing it and I love it. Absolutely. I got a YouTube series. I have like 5. I don't know how many videos. I probably got more than 5. I think like 10 videos on my YouTube channel about the Scotch Gambit. Absolutely. Rook D8. Takes 95, 94. Ooh, this nice. Min playing. Min, I mean, you expect that from Min anyway. But Min is playing right now. You can't move the rook. I mean, the knight. Actually, you can. He could play King G5. So fast. He calculates so fast that it's just really unfair sometimes that Hikaru calculates so fast. And now he's losing. Completely lost after that move. Completely lost. Wow. You just have to laugh at this. It hurts. It hurts to see sometimes. It does. It hurts. Playing so good, playing so well, and then just saw the building and jumped off it. Like, it hurts. That hurts. Z Kid and Fair Chess. That's Zertz. I think that's Steven. Ooh. Oh, no. This knight's defending F2. For some reason, we thought mate was there. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt. Can't see Hikaru fanboy. Absolutely. Everybody should be a Hikaru fanboy. At least of the game. You know, you have to realize his game is just solid. And if he plays what you play, Hikaru plays the he plays King's Indian Defense, and he came to Detroit. Actually, I'm here in Michigan, and he had a simul here. I had dinner with him, so it was pretty cool to hang out with him. Yeah, I mean, knight f4. Just check and go back to e2, bro. Hey, don't make this too hard. Somebody's gonna blunder. Somebody's gonna blunder. At this rate, somebody's gonna blunder. They are not trying to draw this game. And there it is. There it is. Something happened. There's a pawn. Gave a pawn up. Oh, he couldn't take on g6. Let's see if he takes. Takes. Okay, this is a draw. Like a draw for real draw. Like a for real draw. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Perfect. That's a draw. They'll have us sitting here all day waiting on that game. This one right here, though. Yeah, this is a draw, too. As soon as he moved the rook, this is more of a Philidor type position. Doing great here. Yeah, he's doing great. He has all the space he needs to check. You can't create a bridge. You can't block with the rook. Yeah, he just keeps checking them. Very good. Very good technique there. That was good technique. And this is the last game here. This one's another draw here. All we do is shuffle here. All we do is shuffle. There you covered the guy in first place. Yeah, all you do is shuffle there. You guys, it's a draw. It's a draw. It's a draw here. Let's see how long we sit here. Well, it takes 50 moves, right? 50 move rule. And, you know, you have to thank Chess.com. Everyone just thank Chess.com, okay? You know, claps and all that other good stuff. Because if it wasn't for the 50 move rule, they would probably get up to like, you know, 2 hours on time. Because you got 1 second increment. Pre-move it and keep pre-moving and keep moving until you get all this time where you can just sit and think and do nothing until somebody takes a draw. If they even want to take one. And there it is. They took a draw. It was like, all right, cool. Everybody's watching our game now because we're at the last game. Let's just end this. And that was round 10, guys. Let's take a look at the standings. We got one more round here. And Hikaru is still in first place. 9.5. The only one running away with the whole tournament with half a point more, guys. Half a point more. Well, let's check out the final game here. We definitely have to check this out. Hikaru versus Parham here. Very strong play, and we are going to see the Roy Lopez. Berlin, actually. Let's see if we get a Berlin. And if we do, we probably going to go to sleep right here, right now. Everybody, just go to sleep. We'll wake up when the game's over. And there's a castle there. Rook E1, D4, perfect. Not the boring stuff. Not the boring stuff. More of the aggressive stuff. Chess.com, that's right. Man, Berlin is a resident sleeper. Yep. Oh, absolutely. Come on now. Go to sleep, everybody. That's it. That's how they gonna do us. That's how they gonna do us, right? That's how they gonna do us right here. They gonna hit us with the Berlin and just take a draw. That's how they did us right here, man. They really did us like this. I know, right? I know. It was a draw. Drew in 20 moves, less. I know. He won that draw so quick. Oh, man. Boring was smart. Yeah, if you see right here, you got 10 out of 11. So, I mean, that's going to actually shoot 9.5 out of 11. 10 out of 11. So he clears first. I mean, there's nobody that can catch him. That's why he took it. Can't fault guaranteed money. Yeah, he actually gets like first. Like, or he's maybe tie breaks. He might be somewhere else off tie breaks. But, I mean, 10 points is the top score. 10 out of 11. No losses. He took 2 draws. I mean, amazing chess. Amazing chess. Well, let's look at something else then. Other games. I mean, I really wanted to see something else there, man. I was excited to watch this, and then they was like, "Oh yeah, draw, bro." What you mean draw? It's okay though. It's guaranteed money. The ad lasts longer than the draw did. Funny game. That was funny. Queenie 2. And then I'm down in exchange. I knew something looked wrong. Jobava here. Did he like sacrifice this exchange? Or like he lost this exchange? Let's look at compensation. Did he get anything for it? 3 pawns, 3 pawns, 6 pawns, and 5 pawns. So he got a pawn for the exchange. And maybe a bishop. I mean a nice light square bishop where he's bad on light squares. His king can go to dark squares, which we kind of have covered with the queen here. Doesn't seem like enough compensation, but Engine thinks that it's about equal. It's about equal. It depends on tiebreak who wins if Jobava wins. Yes. That's right. That's right. That is correct. Can't take the knight. and e file pawn. Well, you know what? That was an idea. That is an idea. That is an idea. You have to be careful with that though. The more that comes off, like the harder it is for you to really create some kind of counterplay. You don't want to get to a position where you have a knight versus rook. That would be disastrous. You have to be careful with the material you do choose to give up. Queen e2, maybe going back. Bishop g4 is a move, isn't it? Bishop e4 is 1-2. Yeah, he went bishop e4. Hard position. I mean, I'm down some material. So rook e5, it's going to be hard. Maybe king h1 to try to play f4. And if rook here, bishop d5. Play g3. King g2 is the intention, I'm assuming. Maybe moving the bishop, but I think king g2 is what he wants to do. Play f4. King g7, getting off the light squares. There it is, king to g2, because you wanted to step out of the pen. Now we can play f4. It's a risky move, but this rook is very short on spaces. He plays knight d2, knight c4 is the intention here. Forking the queen and the rook. Again, the rook is very short on spaces here. f4, rook e6 now. He plays knight f3 instead, hitting the rook. Black is starting to close in on this position. Unless he flags him, no way Jobava wins. Unless he flags him, no way Jobava wins this one, he says. You know, I mean, hey, I think it's double-edged. I'll say that. It's double-edged because he does have a chance still. But it's a hard position with that requires, like it really requires. There's no in between. It requires you to be precise here. Don't give up anything and play the best moves you can possibly find because you're down an exchange, a whole exchange here. This isn't any playing 2966 rated here, GM here with 8.5 points. Well, no, he has 9. Jobava has 9. He know how good he is, but still, oh yikes. That was a sweet move, guys. Did you see that? Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. And then he takes on b4. Dang, that was sweet. And he could play bishop e4, and then bishop takes b7 is the idea. Hit the rook, get this pawn, and try the queen. Still got some comp. Yeah, that was sweet, bro. Knight b4. I mean, like that, tactics win games. I tell students this all the time. Tactics win games. That was a beautiful tactic. Now he liquidated, and remember what we talked about. You don't want to trade as much because you don't want to get down to a position where it's bishop and rook versus your pieces. So you want to at least keep the rook on, try to snag a few more pawns, and then you might be okay trading the bishop. Now, yeah, this is beautiful so far. I wonder if he could push it anyway. You go, what if you just push the pawn? What is it? I don't think there's no issues. King e8, then rook c7. King e8, rook c7, king d8. Oh, you can't take on e7, huh? Yeah, that wouldn't work. Okay. b3. Now he can't push. He's making it very hard for him. This was a very nice move, intending stuff like rook to b4. Even trying to get my rook to the 7th rank or 2nd rank. Capture this one and queen before you do. Black's actually closer to queening than white is. Black's actually better than white is. Telling us puzzle rush kicking. Yeah, can I buy my hat from? Can you buy? Oh, this hat. That's not a movie. You can get it from my channel. This is my channel, my Twitch channel. It's under the merch thing. Yeah, like he did exactly that, right? He's trying to queen before. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. That was nice. Jobava pushing tight. Look at Jobava out here swinging. Oh, that was a good move too. If you queen, I just take it. I mean, good move after good move, guys. They have came to play today. Big boy chess in every area. He takes it. He just says, all right, cool, whatever. Whatever, right? So now he got the exchange back. Oh, he can't go there. Yeah, bishop a2, though. Here's this one. Bishop a2 helps him. You can't. He can just go bishop a2. Yeah, there you go. Bishop a2. He could try to diverge, like, you know, get him off, but that's not going to work. Takes. And now look at Jobava coming back to draw the game with 9.5. He's going to be right under Hikaru. Great job. That was excellent. The e-ball bar, yeah. Apparently didn't write work before. Jobava has something there, yeah. It's tough. Especially, oh, wait a second. We're looking for mate threats. Has he made it? It feels like he's close to made it. King G. No, King G3 didn't work. Okay. Wow. Wow. Man, Jobava's not getting a break here, bro. You just can't get a break, man. I mean, this is still a draw. This is still a draw, guys. But now you have to be even more technical here. This is still a draw. Watch the technique. You can even take this. There it is. And then opposition in front of the pawn, straight back. Straight back. Opposition in front of the pawn, straight back. Opposition in front of the pawn, straight back. Straight up, straight back. Opposition in front of the pawn, and there you go. Every time, and they got a draw. That's a draw there. Is there any more games? Many. Maybe black wins. Yeah, maybe black wins. Guess the move 100%. You already know. Naka was sweating there. Jobava had. No, that wasn't. Oh, you meant yeah. Naka for the prize money. Maybe splitting it. Oh, he lost that. Dang, he lost that. Yeah, well, yeah. We knew black was winning though. He had this, and then a knight f4 ends it, seals the deal. You can't stop all the pawns. Cool. We got a few more games here. Here's O'Parent. Oh, we got another draw. Another draw here. I feel a swindle coming though. Nope. Okay. Maybe it's not this game then. This is a draw. This is a draw. You see a zero. Now let's say this. It's supposed to be a draw. Okay, so let's watch. Let's watch. It's supposed to be a draw, guys. There it is. 50 move rule. Okay. Thanks, Chess.com once again. Oh, wow. Oh, let's get this off the screen right now. Let's get this off the screen. I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness. This one right here. Another draw. How do you get two king and knight games like this? Like king, knight, rook versus rook. I wonder if they hit the 50 moves. Oh, they're getting close. They're getting close. They're at move 116 now. Theoretically. Yeah, sounds like a basketball drill. Straight back opposition. That was funny. Sounds like a basketball drill. All right, guys. And that is Title Tuesday. Title Tuesday, another Tuesday. Double the prizes here, guys. Check out the winners here of Title Tuesday. You can check the final scores there on the side, guys. Pretty awesome. Yeah, Hikaru. Congratulations to Hikaru. And Jobava, second place. All the way down. Third place as well, guys. But we also have some other prizes, just so you guys can check here. If you see first place, $750. Second place is $600. Third place is $500. Fourth place is $400. All the way down through seventh place, $100 there. Then you have the highest finished female, highest rated finished female, or highest placed. Second highest finished female, and the best streamer, whoever streamed it, guys. That's going to be fun too, man. So this again was the format. If you guys missed it, it was 11 rounds today, 3 minutes, 1 second increment. And we're going to have it every single Tuesday here. Every single Tuesday here at Title Tuesday, guys. So we enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a good one. Stick around for the raid. We should be raiding someone, guys. And I will see you guys on the next one.
Please, show us your sorcery once more. Fair maiden.
Guys, how many times do I have to tell you? It's not sorcery, it's on Juno.
The mystical slab of divine enlightenment.
Your king holds the wealth of the land that you worked so hard to harvest. yet you get so little in return. With On Juno, you can get more on your deposits.
I have no idea what any of that means.
Your king is greedy. He could let you earn more, but he doesn't believe you have a choice.
Yeah, we want more coin.
We want more coin! We want more coin!
Perfect, I think you guys are starting to get it.
Yes, it is! There's the witch!
Uh-oh, I don't think they like me. Not only do the big banks hose you on the interest you could build with your deposits, they also crush you with absurd fees that net them billions of dollars every year.
Oh, shut up.
You can't! You don't know what you're doing! If we do this, it'll spread a curse across all the land, my lord!
She showed us the light!
She's a witch! Witch! Heretic!
As a digital banking platform, On Juno keeps its costs low. There are no hidden fees, no minimum balance fees, and no worries.
I don't respect what you're saying because it's new and different and it scares me!
And if you want to send your money around the globe, soon you'll be able to at a great price with no hassle.
The world is flat!
The world is flat, right?
Yes. For sure.
Witch! Witch!
Witch! Witch! She's a witch!
And who doesn't love getting cash back on their favorite brands?
Oh, I do love my cash back. Okay, you're the queen now.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Our queen! Annabelle of On Juno!
Our reign has just begun. Make the switch to On Juno.